situation. You know, there is Talia open, there is Ryze open, there is mid laners that you can sort of play. Are you going to put higher prior on a jungler? But there's still like Pantheon, Vi, Zin's out. There's just a lot of picks available. They go straight for the Varus. I think with the fact there's so many picks in those different roles available, they're not overly concerned. This does mean that BFX have the option to get a Azir for Vikla, which is a pick he's often, even last year, was banned away from him heavily. We'll see if they end up leaning towards that. For now, though, Pantheon for Raptor feels really good. It was banned away quite heavily against him in recent series. A pick he can really lead the charge on. Honestly, has so much early pressure, but still scales pretty well. Has that global pressure too. And they will get that Azir for Vikla pretty quickly. We'll follow up there.
Yeah, I like getting Pantheon for Raptor. They said he was their best player, and they're going to put the best jungler on the patch.
Meine Banger heute werden, ich denke 3-1.
Great start for BNK.
Yeah, here, GENG.
Ich denke 3-1.
By Talia. We often see our pros enjoying Talia into Azir specifically. Gives you a strong mid-jungle combo, which you kind of need in this situation. And it looks like that will be what they're going for, at least the Talia. I assume they'll follow up with a jungler here just to match. And I think Vi, Talia just super consistent in this situation.
3-1 Best Case, ja. LCK muss ich noch ändern, warte. Ich ändere die Comments.
Is something we often see into the Varus. Able to obviously spell shield a lot of your damage, match your wave clear. The only problem is into Vi, you are quite short ranged, and the spell shield, you know, doesn't really do much against her because on the way to you, she can kind of smite to proc it. And if you get caught by that ult, you're just dead. So they end up not looking towards the AD carry roll, instead securing Ambessa for clear here, and now have a window to take into it.
Von der Arbeit, grüß Gott.
Limiting his options there. So a really strong top side, I feel like, for BFX here. GENG, a lot of single target with that composition.
Müde, eben ein bisschen krank, aber habe Tee und ich hoffe, ich habe eine Menge Tee und ich hoffe, Juli sieht das auch. Hallo Dober. Ich habe mich um Tee gekümmert. Ja, was. Bei der Wohnungsbesichtigung ist absoluter Horror. Warum sind das alles Flachzangen? Allerdings. LCS ging nicht so lange. LCS war um 1:30, glaube ich, um 1:30 waren wir fertig. LCS war sehr schnell.
It can be a little bit iffy. There's still Corki that's hanging about that you could consider.
Yeah, trimming anything safe. Maybe the Sivir ban doesn't need to come because you're like we have tools to deal with it. It's just the lane. I feel like she has such a good time in lane. I think the Ezreal ban makes a lot of sense. Is it going to be the Sivir? Is it going to be the Corki?
Hallo GG. Wieder klassischer First Free Pick von, oder First Free Draft von, also wirklich ganz klassischer First Free Draft von GENG. Wild. Also wirklich wild. Spielt immer dasselbe. Wenn die Vi bekommen können, dann kriegen sie Vi, dann nehmen sie wieder Arguments. Wird es ein schnelles 3-0? Ich denke 3-1. Ich denke 3-1, aber ich glaube, es sollte sehr eindeutig sein. Ja. So, Nico ist raus, Bard ist raus. Wir haben noch Karma auf dem theoretisch. Schnauzeless ist raus. Was spricht hier gegen Karma?
Yeah, I think
Daytona.
You could just slam and engage support. They're looking at
Pause auf BFX gesetzt. Sehr gut, wie wär's, wenn du subst?
I think I wouldn't feel too crazy differently if you just went Rakan or Rel, but Rakan obviously very quick to follow up, and also you have a bit of sustain in the lane, so if it is, if they pair the Jhin with something that has a decent amount of harass, you kind of just weather the storm, even though it doesn't feel too good. Top lane. Gehen
Rakan, okay, was haben wir als Top-Lane-Antwort? Kennen? Nee, Kennen ist auch scheiße. Gwen ist raus, Renekton ist raus, Rek'Sai, bäh. Sartorius ist danke für den Raid. Bis heute Nacht.
Quite early focused, you know, get that early momentum. A lot of playmaking tools.
Der echte Raffi nicht gut hier gewesen.
A lot of ability to shut down. Picked out.
Ja, ich denke mir gegen Varus, wenn die Varus gehen und dann pickst du hier Ashe, aber, du pickst Ashe, dann picken die Seraphine weg, theoretisch, auch scheiße, oder nicht? Auch ein bisschen schwierig vielleicht.
Plenty of engage potential in this composition. You have best.
Ich frage mich, ob GENG genug Damage hat.
You have the Jin follow-up, you have Azir who can go in. You have ways to close the gap if you need to.
Hat GENG genug Damage?
So much control.
Noch nicht.
So, I think this is a pretty good draft for BNK for Rex. I think they got a lot of comfort for the likes of Raptor, Vic, Kellen. I know.
Wie siehst du Rex auf der oberen Linie? Weil Rex halt also schlimmstenfalls alle mal Post ein 5. Schlimmstenfalls ist Rek'Sai ein super guter Neutralizer auf Top Lane, verliert keine Lane, autostant die meisten und Best Case ist ein Bruiser, der im Midgame komplett übernehmen kann die Map. Deswegen hallo drin.
And yeah, definitely like this comp from the side of BNK. Seems like they came in with a pretty clear plan in terms of what they were going to prioritize in the draft and make sure they can get as much as possible. They see the entirety of the draft, and then they're able to pick the Poppy for the ultimate counter pick on R5, which is something I haven't said in a long time, but because they picked second pick and GENG picked blue, that's the way we've ended up here.
Yeah, I feel like they got the double whammy of picking the top.
Kann gar nicht. Let's go, Game 1.
Counter pick support, so getting a lot out of the second pick.
So viel AD Damage für Jin, das ist okay. Der wird wahrscheinlich, also die Frage ist, ob der, also okay. Jin Item Builds wirklich, das ist eine Wundertüte, weil
Looks like we are just about ready to hop onto the Rift here for game number 1. So I hope you guys are excited. But we have a pause.
Die Frage ist, geht der Yumo Stormraiser? Emergency. Okay. Was ist denn hier los? Warum ist der Stuhl leer?
Okay. You know what?
Our players have decided they do not want to play the game.
At least we can say the bot lane has synergy. That's something we can definitely talk about here, you know. Moving together, support covering the AD carry, backing each other up on the road.
Your comments last time around.
Ich glaube, was ein Riesending bei...
I don't remember.
You know, they were very impressed.
Was richtig cool ist bei der LCK ist, dass sie halt diese Maskottchen haben.
Oh,
Diese Maskottchen sind so smart.
I'm a baby kitten, where is mama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Diablo went to go to, obviously, as you guys can tell, toilet issue.
EB2, danke für den Prime.
To resolve that, and Kellen was like, I'm a baby kitten, where's mama? And they told him, well, mama went to the bathroom, and Kellen's like, oh, okay. I guess I gotta follow. And he did.
Supports support, you know?
Yeah.
Have them covered.
Halb Quark und halb Rös.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this gets resolved quickly and we can get into game.
Yeah. You know, I also did have some.
Wahrscheinlich der Alkohol, ich ausprobieren noch.
I thought you were gonna say you also went to the bathroom. I'm like,
was war mich zu tell you, bro.
That's a normal bodily function.
Yeah, but the thing is,
thank you for sharing.
I went right before the broadcast, and I thought, you know, solved, but actually I kind of have to go as well.
Wait, you went?
But I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna stay. We're not gonna do a toilet pause for.
Run me through this. Sorry,
for Valdez.
I'm confused. So you went. So you have an obligation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before this obligation that you have to be here, you went to the back. So you went before.
I did, yeah.
Interesting. So your strategy was to go before you had.
Mir geht's im Hals heute Morgen, hast du einen Tee gemacht, im Hals geht's schrecklich. Gamba lief schon. Und ja, ich habe eine Menge Tee.
What I'm trying to say is I still have to go.
Ich habe eine Menge Tee.
Because I drank a lot of fluids.
Why didn't you take this window? You just had a window and you missed it.
Well, because I have an obligation to stay here on the broadcast, whereas the players apparently do not. But they're back.
No, Brendan.
Gube, alles gut.
I tend to yes a lot.
Really? Oh, I had no idea.
I don't know if that noticed.
Haben wir schon über Nation Tournament geredet, kurz angesprochen, aber ich werde darüber im nächsten Recap-Video drüber reden. Ich werde im nächsten Recap-Video drüber reden. Das ist der Plan. Let's go!
All right. Game number 1. I think we're going to know very
Eine Frage so alt wie die Zeit selbst, hat GENG genug Damage?
Solid, comfortable
das ist eine gute Frage.
Soon in this best of 5, whether BNK are here to play or if GENG are just going to 3-0 them. Because, you know,
Ja,
I
schau mal.
don't think it's going to get much better than this. Like, yes, GENG also got a pretty strong draft, but I think that BNK, this is about as good as it gets. You get, you know, right of first selection. You choose second pick. You get a lot of value out of it. You're starting off the series, whereas maybe, you know...
Early Heals, Klassiker. Na, sehen wir sehr viel.
Again, this is all kind of conjecture.
Was passiert mit BFX? Sind die Punkte alle weg? Ja.
I think this is their best opportunity to strike. And if they don't, I do worry for their chances of getting a game in this best of 5.
Well, at least if they lose this game, they'll have right of first selection again. So that's something. True. BNK FairX's bot lane play very aggressive there, using the heal for the movement speed so Kellen could slam Ruler into the terrain. And Ruler and Dura responded with a heal of their own. You can see already a lot of aggression coming out in this level 1.
Ja, ich mag Poppy supporten nicht so sehr, auch wenn ich hier natürlich den Value sehe. Klar, Rek'Sai bei auch Rakan. Solid Value. Aber ich habe das Gefühl, dass Supports einfach nicht so gut sind. Also, okay, das ist jetzt nicht so ein Poppy-Ding, aber generell Supports nicht so gut sind und manchmal einfach griefen, statt auf ihren Carries draufzustehen. Mit dem W.
Not quite. I'm definitely very curious about the Chovy matchup once again, because
auch sehr interessant, dass der ohne Gnade einfach noch sehr stur Talia mit Face Rush geht, ne? Der LCS ist schon sehr one-sided. Sehr, sehr, sehr one-sided.
On the current patch.
Yeah.
And you put it in the hands of someone who already has 2 wins on it.
Yeah, I mean, Vi's good, right? And Vi is in that higher tier, but Pantheon, the global presence that you have at 6 is insane, but unlike a pick like Nocturne, who's kind of just waiting for 6, your level 3 is absurd. And then he's
Pantheon is sehr OP.
Where it's like, okay, you only offer something early. That's
Pantheon is sehr OP.
my mind with his pick. He just does so much damage even later in the game.
Yeah.
You know, you build a Bruiser, and it feels like you can still just one-shot squishies. The execute damage he has as well is kind of crazy.
Ja, sieht man sonst Talia. Wir haben Spellbook gesehen, aber ich bin einfach kein Freund mehr von Talia. Ich bevorzuge einfach Ahri auf diesem Patch inzwischen. Ich weiß halt nicht, wie also, okay, was ich nicht einschätzen kann, ist halt Ahri gegen zum Beispiel Azir. Aber ja, ich bin ein viel größerer Freund von Ahri als Talia Replacement quasi. Vor allem in dieser Talia-Vi, also Ahri-Vi-Kombo dann.
Have any weaknesses right now. Kind of reminds me of Azir on many patches. Although Azir nowadays is still very high prio, it still does feel like at least he's got some downsides. Especially if you get behind and you don't have a lot of engage in your composition. It's kind of up to you.
Training.
And that can be detrimental. As Keen does
Erneut, Matt hat natürlich auf lange Distanz hinweg nicht. Wir sehen auch schon TP versus No TP.
And then I remembered it's a Rek'Sai and damage doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So Keen will just burrow.
Was sagst du G2 gestern? I don't know, ich bin ein bisschen enttäuscht von Casey und Mcoy. Von Casey und Navi. Bei Navi habe ich mir schon so ein bisschen gedacht, so wie gut wird das ausgehen, dann raus aus Best of One. Stark. Sehr stark. Proctor war ja ein Ulti-Knockback, das Talia fällt. Die Ulti-Knockback nicht. Du meinst die Q? Die Q, ja. Hallo Joghurt.
We talked about if Chovy's in good form, it could be a major issue for any team who faces him.
Mein Team findet es stärker LCK oder LCS, ist schwierig zu sagen. Ich glaube, die nehmen sich nicht sehr viel. Ehrlicherweise, ich glaube, die nehmen sich nicht sehr viel. Der Unterschied ist, dass ich in der LCS halt nur C9 als gutes Team sehe momentan. Also als Team, wo ich confident bin, wenn ich sage, okay, die sind solid oder gut. Ist G2 Rewatch viable? Ja. Ja. Casey vs. C9 weiß ich nicht, ist schwer einzuschätzen, ne?
Stole a dragon and then later stole a baron with his flag alone.
I think it was game 1. I think game 1 was the one where BNK FairX were really competitive and honestly could have won. And then game 2 they kind of just struggled. I don't 100% remember. Maybe you're right. I don't know. By the way, that was a close series, and I think a big reason why GENG didn't pick BNK FairX to play, which, given how the bracket played out, makes sense. Right now, both junglers hovering around bot. See Kellen trying to find something there, but a little bit unsuccessful.
By the way, beide Jungler nicht gewartet bis 5:30, ne?
Actually gonna start up the dragon.
Denkst du, Fnatic wird es heute schaffen zu gewinnen oder eher weniger? Hab meine Doubts.
It's right as
Mal sehen.
Raptor backed away. So Chovy also having prio in mid means that
Hier wird nicht gewartet. Mal endlich besser 5 in der LCK ab nächste Woche.
down, but I think it's just a little bit too late for them to really contest. See some vision put down, but
Problem ist, jetzt verlierst du auch Upgrades, also jetzt verlierst du so Upgrades, und verlierst damit Crap und gibst damit Level 6 an Canyon. Schwierig. Schwierig, Freunde.
Just assisting with the objective take. Didn't have to commit much time. So GENG able to secure that one. Is an early hex tech, which, you know, means it's not going to be a hex tech. So
War ein bester 5 in LEC am Montag. G2 gegen MKoi.
Strong soul and a weak soul from the pool. We'll see what it ends up being.
Am Montag G2 gegen MKoi, bester 5.
Kind of seeing little CS advantages open up, particularly the top lane. Keen a good amount ahead already. And I think Keen in the last series, uncharacteristically not playing so well. Did hear that he wasn't feeling so well, so that may have been a factor. Chovy was saying that he was trying to finish the series quickly to sort of give him some reprieve. Seems like, from what we've seen, even though it's early days, but seems to be feeling better in this lane at least.
yeah, does feel like I don't have the stats in front of me, but I feel like this is something that Keen has gone back to a decent.
Weil Teddy auch, er hält noch besser, weil Teddy einfach viel höheres Base-Level.
Others.
Fnatic's Base-Level in dem bisherigen Split ist sehr gering.
I'm seeing, you know, the Rumble, the Kennen, the Ambassa, the Gwen, Aurora even. But Rek'Sai coming out here and there, and Keen has been enjoying it. So, especially into Ambassa, because Ambassa, you know, goes in for these trades, and then Keen's like, yeah, cool story, Ambassa. I'm just going to heal all of that damage. So, can mitigate a lot of Ambassa's annoyingness.
Super Standard-Game, ne? Bisher noch nichts passiert.
Potential when he gets his Eclipse.
Oh, Canyon circumvents the ward that was spotted. You can see
Lecker.
out.
Lecker. Toter Clear.
Can Clear escape?
Clear has his flash, and he's just gonna ult and get away.
Ich glaube, well played an Clear. Ich glaube, Canyon hat so eine halbe Sekunde zu früh geultet. Der hat quasi in die Ulti-Animation. Also in die restliche Ulti-Animation noch reingeultet. Das ist natürlich unlucky für Canyon, aber well played.
Getting away from that situation where Canyon took the time to skirt around the ward, where they both commit ults and you're trading flash for flash, you're pretty happy with that one. Well played by Clear.
Yeah, it definitely feels pretty good. You don't want to get behind in the lane where you're already
Da kann natürlich keine Ulti, das heißt, dieser Skirmish hier ist ein bisschen schwieriger, aber Duo ist 6. Interesting. Ja, sie hätten Chovy-Ulti auch gehabt zum Collapsen, theoretisch. Oh, Raptor hat hier eine Idee. P von Duro. Oh, ich meine, Duro hat Ulti, Kellen auch. Unangenehmer Fight, 4 gegen 4. Der muss instant ulten, ne? Ja. Duro ist tot. Canyon auch. Schön. Geil.
As well, it's literally perfect for BNK.
Just so well played. BNK FX had the setup, and GENG kind of disrespect them moving in there. Duro
Ist schön. Honestly, guter Punish.
He knew exactly what the play was. Duro even popped ult immediately as he landed, but it just wasn't enough to negate the CC. They might be in trouble here.
Yeah, the knockup came in, and he's
Kein
got
Flash, kein Ulti.
seismic shove, but they're not even going to use it. Just going to put a bunch of damage in. Keen
Schön.
very low, but he does avoid that last turret shot. So Chovy at least able to make something happen on the top side of the map.
Yeah, it'll be him who picks up the kill, so he'll be enjoying the extra gold from that. A nice answer back on the top side, but still, BNK FX pulling a little bit ahead. And it'll be Vickle who answers the plate that Chovy picked up mid as well.
Wie kenne ich Diable und 4 Tanks? Ja, aber also, dieses Jahr, ich bin sehr impressed mit Raptor, auch Wickler.
See the replay here. So the TP's coming in, and they have vision of mid and top, so they know that it's Duro. And they just immediately stun him, even though he ults, not enough to get the weight in this fourth shot that comes in from
Guter Collapse, wow, Bluetooth Auto-Attack.
And the Canyon is just, you know, you're playing
Kompletter
Val.
Bluetooth Auto-Attack.
You're stuck in the mixer against all these picks with so much CC, you can't get out. And here, this situation when Clear doesn't have any real tools to escape. Does nearly take out Keen with the help of the turret, but just not quite enough there, unfortunately. And now, Keen has his one-item spike with that Titanic Hydra, and Clear not quite able to.
Ja, das sieht richtig gut aus, agreed.
Unfortunately, feeling pretty bad about that one, especially as it's such a big one-item spike for the Ambessa. Even didn't go for an Executioner's call, and we often see into the Rek'Sai. We see our top laners finishing Executioners just to try and trim off some of the healing, but he's like, no, I need my one-item spike. I'm already behind.
Toplane wird durchgebullet und du hast auch diese Roam-Timer jetzt, wie jetzt zum Beispiel von Keen. Das ist schon cool. Ist auf dem Board gespottet, aber trotzdem kriegst du damit halt easy mit dem Prio. Plus potenziell einen Drake. Weil Keen muss jetzt erstmal nicht hier dahin laufen. Also wieder Toplane laufen. Ist ein sehr guter Timer. Ja. Full moved. Das ist so gut. Secured den zweiten Drake damit. Sehr, sehr geiler Timer.
Dura nearly saw that.
It was very close. It was on 21, but Dura not able to glean.
Richtig, richtig geiler Timer hier von Keen.
For GENG. They also got all 3 Void Grubs, so even though the fight went BNK's way, objective wins going heavily towards GENG, and it's a Cloud Soul.
Oh, Cloud Soul for this team is pretty crazy.
Und so wie es aussieht, verliert er auf Toplane nicht mal irgendwas. Vielleicht ein Auto-Tag, also vielleicht eine Plate wegen dem Kristallen. Ja. Sick. Ja, 2 Plates. Trotzdem total feiner Trade. Hallo Malay.
Yeah, not doing the groundwork to set up. And now 2 dragons in pocket for GENG. As you said, the Void Grubs as well. They've had the objective lockdown so far. And yeah, I mean, Rakan is crazy with a Cloud Soul.
Kennt ihr schon aus, was in der LCK passiert? Shitshow. Shitshow, aber okay, die sah nicht gut aus. Muss man auch sagen.
Whoever you're chasing to get the knockup.
Yeah, I think Rek'Sai, who has more mobility than she already does, is just going to be a huge menace. And we'll see if they can pick up those dragons. BNK, there's still an opportunity for them with their slight gold lead and their ability to take these fights with the Pantheon to, you know, try to get a gold lead, use that to get a bunch of Cloud Drakes, and then essentially say, okay, you got the Void Grubs, but whatever. We got a bunch of Cloud Drakes.
Yay.
Cloud Soul also pretty good for them.
Nur ein bisschen zu warm, der wird nicht getrunken.
Definitely very strong still, as we do have Vi up here in the top lane. They're just bullying Clear, who's going to try to taxi with the.
Okay, ich wollte gerade sagen, also so wirklich die Definition von Wahnsinn, aber dann perfekt die Varus-Ulti drauf timen, das ist schon ziemlich sick. Genau, eine Crossmap. Ja, die sind schon ziemlich gut. Die sind schon ziemlich gut.
Really nice setup, baiting the ult from Clear with the Vial, and then Ruler just is there to clean up. And now that lead in the top lane is pretty massive. And honestly, I know they have decent damage from the Azir, but if Ambessa's behind and you're relying on a Jhin as well to kill a Rek'Sai, a fed Rek'Sai.
Also die forcen quasi die Ambessa-Ulti raus und dann perfekt geplaced Varus-Ulti. Naja. Machst du nix. Das ist schon sehr, sehr, sehr impressive, dass sie da abziehen. Wirklich sehr impressive.
And Avaris who's right there and has supreme range, so he doesn't even bother to flash.
Yeah, I think as well, he went for the dash, and Rula kind of aimed the ult between where he was and where he was dashing, and the hitbox is big enough that he just made sure he was guaranteed to hit. So now huge gold lead in the top side. And Keen very strong. And I think that feels so bad for Clear, because you've gone this Eclipse, this item that syncs so well with Ambessa. You should be so strong, and you're behind. Compared to the Rek'Sai.
Let's get a second.
I feel like it's kind of similar to how I talk about Pantheon. Is one of those picks where in my mind I'm like,
nee, Shojin, oder? Shojin, ja.
Falls off later, but we've seen be kind of being on a tear in the later stages of the game.
Kann LPL dieses Jahr LCK schlagen, Bruder? Keine Ahnung, das ist die große Frage. BLG, hoher Peak, AL das bessere Team. Hard to tell. So, hard to tell, ich weiß nicht.
You know, you think of it as like, okay, you have early jungle ganking pressure, and then you're a Rek'Sai, but she's actually quite hard to take down if you don't have the damage.
Yeah, I think especially because she doesn't seem to lose many lanes.
Mika is first game, was?
She just has so much sustain, she's able to farm up very easily.
Pantheon W.
And, you know, you can just soak so much damage, so you never really get pushed out of lane. You get ahead in levels, you get ahead in items, and then inevitably, you're going to have an impact in the later stages of the game if you're very far ahead. So it does feel like she's got a lot going for her nowadays, and Keen has absolutely identified that. And he's going to be very important in this game for the team. Rift Herald is going to go over to GENG as well. So
that's 4 in a row.
Have everything.
Yeah, Dragon in a minute, which I think BFX really need to make sure they contest and ideally secure.
Ich glaube, aber Spike-Tension geht es sogar klar. Wir können contesten. Geht Spike-Tension wirklich klar.
But it's
just kill enemy champions.
I don't think we've seen games where teams have won by doing that. You know, I haven't checked the stats, but I think most League of Legends games you don't win by forgoing every neutral objective and just taking the Nexus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just had Kellen finish his role quest. That's now all of them done. And do see this time BFX starting to set up for the Dragon. We see some
haben wir relativ decent DP-Wards in der Botzeit. Ja, genau. Haben wir relativ decent DP-Wards.
Scuttle Crab secured, so getting some setup there. Duro has finished his Mikhails already. So able to cleanse some CC. You know, the Pantheon Stun or the Wall Slam from the Poppy.
Or the Jhin.
True.
Which can sometimes be very annoying, especially if you're trying to run away and you get rooted up and then the curtains get opened. Now BNK, they're going to start up this Dragon. They're certainly staking their...
Beide Top-Laner schauen. Early TP von Keen.
Go 5v5, which it does look like...
Und da hast du den Herald für den dritten Drake und das ist schon sehr cringe. Wo fährt er hin? Will den Turret rein, oder was?
We do have clear backing off the wave, and of course this Rift Herald's coming in towards mid lane.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Did he not notice?
Oh.
Okay, very nice ult away, but he's still gonna die. And now the Pantheon ult comes in as well as the TP.
Oh.
BNK really hard forcing this one.
Okay.
And
well,
it's not gonna go their way. So they use the TP, and now they're down in 80 carry, so they can't even contest the Drake.
Yeah, that was such a weird play from Diablo. I don't know what was going through his head, because he saw the Herald coming with a Vi inside, and it just felt like it didn't register.
Ja, die sind schon ziemlich gut, ha? diese Genji-Leute, die sind schon ziemlich gut, so.
We all watching, we're like, Vi's coming. Guys, the wave is not that important. At least be near.
Ja, der Jhin ist schon ein bisschen, also.
And he's like, no, I need to clear the wave.
He got the CS though.
He did.
Kellen tried his best. He found Mama, and it didn't matter.
And then the TP comes in so deep. I'm like, well, you can't stay there to fight.
Das ist schon krank.
Such a deep TP, so immediately.
Manchmal mal Ghost Midlane, ich glaube, viele machen es, weil TP einfach nicht mehr so gut ist, also nicht mehr so needed ist durch Homeguards.
They had the vision there in time. They had to back away because of the Herald. But everything that came after was so confusing.
Yeah.
So,
der Item-Build von Jhin ist interessant. Und es sieht nach Hex-Optics aus, oder? Aber ich weiß nicht, was. Oder kauft man sonst noch was damit? Oh mein Gott.
He's just gonna get shot there as he dives over to Canyon. And,
yeah. I think he was trying to. He used his E-charge again because he was trying to dodge Raptor's spear, potentially, or avoid him. And then it looked like Diablo kind of predicted it with the fourth shot.
Yeah.
So, caught him there. Wall comes into zone, Helen and Raptor away.
It's a very
strange
last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Könnte auch LDR sein, aber für was ist dann der, für was ist der Dagger?
I think our players are a little bit nervous.
The main takeaway
was ist der Dagger?
Is that GENG have a goal lead and a significant objective lead right now. That wall slam very close to hitting but doesn't. But then Duro is like, no, I'm still killing the ward. In fairness to him, he didn't actually have vision. And sometimes supports just do this. You know, the enemy support jumps on you, you're like, I see what your plan is. You want me to think your whole...
Hex macht auch kein Dagger. Oh, okay. Wusste ich nicht.
This time.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Obwohl doch, ich weiß es. Shieldbow und Pick, ist es Shieldbow und Pickaxe? Es ist Shieldbow und Pickaxe, oder?
And Kellen didn't have a team backing him up.
Yeah.
And so it's just a mind game. And Duro's like, this time I'm killing the control ward, you can't stop. And the team was there. So... You know, sometimes you learn the lesson the hard way.
And it's for Khan, too, where you feel so safe, right? But I think especially into Poppy, sometimes you gotta give the Poppy the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, and we have the Rocket Belt Azir coming out. I saw this last night in the LEC. I think it was Jojo who went it. I'm not sure where this originated. I know Chovy's been loving Rocket Belt.
Servants Fang second. Ja. Es ist LDR.
But you know, if you're trying to farm TikTok clips, this is you know,
it's perfect. Yeah.
This is perfect. You think of the moves you can do with this.
Rockabell das hier, wir hinterfragen es nicht. Das ist legit wieder Chovy Mind Controlling. Der verkauft, ja, das ist for real Chovy Mind Controlling. Der kauft irgendwas auf irgendeinem Champion, alle kopieren. Oh, wow. Aber, to be fair, okay. To be fair, das Item ist sehr goldeffizient. Sehr goldeffizient mit ziemlich guten Stats. Senpai, danke für den 19. Also ich check's schon irgendwo. Ach du Scheiße. FF. Alter, das ist ja absolut brutales Beatdown hier, by the way. Ein absolut brutales Beatdown, die sind zu gut. Und Apache danke für den 22. Gummo. Also ich kann sehen, weil Rylers ist halt nicht so geil. Also Rylers ist okay, aber Rylers ist nicht so geil. Dusk und Dawn ist Low-Key Cap. Und Rocket Belt gibt dir halt AP, Ability Haste und HP, right? Das sind 3 richtig gute Stats. Und das Item ist halt 120, 125% goldeffizient, glaube ich. Ich verstehe es schon.
So apparently even Rockabelt's not enough to save you.
Yeah.
And then here, Chovy again with the seismic
Jovi.
Ja, Keen ist außerdem sehr balanced.
Joseph V with the seismic shove.
Falls das noch nicht obvious war, der ist sehr gut. Ja, ist sehr, sehr fair.
Peter and now we have Joseph as well.
Joseph V with the seismic shove does find clear.
Easy die beste Top-Lane in der Welt. Easily.
I think that might be the lid on this game, Hawks. Because
this game feels over. You know,
every objective has gone to Gen
that's the thing. They have a huge gold lead, but they also already had all the objectives.
Yeah.
So,
and now it's 20 seconds to Cloud Drake, but you're 5,000, 6,000 gold behind.
They didn't win that fight because they had all the objectives, but because they won that fight and they have all the objectives, that's why they win the game.
Gegen den Rest ist auch nicht bad, ja, aber es ist, also, Utility-wise ist Rockabell am besten Seite.
The kill going over to Raptor as they take down Chovy down there in the bottom lane. So that's one way to open up an objective for you.
Yeah, Clear's like, I kind of want to be here, but I'm not sure about it. And he makes the right call to back off. And now they also, oh, that's a lot of damage.
Gen G are still very far ahead.
Clear is TPing in now. Raptor's still low. Keen is
scary. Ja, wäre Soul. Problem ist Raptor half HP.
They have enough damage to take out Keen as,
oh, wow. So am First Match.
Yeah, Raptors is going to take that
one tanked. Good.
Close as we do have the engage coming in from BNK.
Okay.
All of this
Pause.
with the member advantage. They
Pause.
Looking for the win in this fight as Keen says, I'm immortal, right? And I think we're going to test
Wartet.
as eventually he will be going
Ein kleiner Throw.
Shutdown, going to Raptor, who's now 2,000 gold ahead.
You know what it was, Brendan? I knew BNK Ferrex going to win this fight as soon as you said the game was done.
There's a little caster curse, you know. Gotta get them in early, make this an interesting series.
Yeah, so they find this pick on a Joseph V.
Ein kleiner, feiner Ego-Contest.
And then, in the setup for this fight, it's a crazy Dragon Secure. Goes down to 1 HP, and Raptor gets it. And then here, they don't have the Talia peel. They're not really able to engage into this composition because of the peel, and it's BNK Ferex diving forwards with the Jin. And you're kind of seeing the value here. Keen tries to disrupt to the backline, but Kellen is kind of just sitting there saying, my champion stops your champion from doing what you want to do. And it's very...
Was gut gegen Caitlyn? Varus.
Yeah.
Jin.
And we went from a 5,500 gold lead to 1,000.
So was in die Richtung?
Swing back, you can see on that gold graph, kind of crazy.
Denial of the Cloud Soul as well.
Yeah.
Varus, Jin, Ezreal ist vielleicht fein.
I've gotten all those objectives.
Ash.
I mean, the
Leute.
dragons don't really actually amount to much until you convert it to the soul. So, BNK Ferex...
Du, es war ein guter Fight von Kennen und ich glaube, Kennen allgemein so für mich ein bisschen underrated. Also, underrated. Aber der hat halt eine sehr geile Series gehabt gegen T1 und hat da so basically keinen Praise bekommen.
Kind of made a career for themselves here on subverting expectations, right?
Ich glaube, schon eine Antwort in Caitlyn ist einfach Varus, Jin.
So far in this LCK Cup.
Ash ist auch gut, aber halt ein bisschen more ankommen. Also, ich spiele nicht so viele.
From BNK this year, but I think, you know, you keep the whole roster together. Everybody seems to be improving over time. You can only find success from that. Still, you know, it's not an undone deal. It doesn't mean that BNK are going to win this game or anything, but they've definitely put themselves back into a playable state.
Yeah, and we said we like that composition, right?
Yeah.
it is still obviously going to come down to execution, right? And they fell really far behind. That's when it felt like the game was in a bad spot. But speaking of being behind,
Pantheon, though, I don't know. He's got his shield up, and they don't have the damage with only till.
Und auf einmal ist es wieder fucked, oder was?
Comes over. They will finally get the GA out of Raptor. As after the fact, though, they're able to take him down. So nicely done here from GENG. They do take out the Pantheon.
Guter Play.
Clears in mid lane, so it's all go buttons here for the side of BNK as the knockback comes in and the chains.
Sauber. Hallo, Brett.
At max range, and that'll be the end of him, and maybe the end of this Baron as well.
The fact that
Kommt mit Juno auch gut klar.
so long buys so much time,
Hört sich halt im Early Game so rein trading-technisch ein bisschen ekelhaft an. Mit der Range. Aber ja.
to actually make something from it. And when GENG are the ones charging forward, selecting targets, taking them out, you see how much better the composition feels here. Chovy's setting a trap, and he's pinging out. He sees Raptor. He's like, guys,
Guter Play.
can find this. Raptor
Sehr guter Play.
his health in the offset. Gets flipped, gets charmed.
Auch gut durch CC layered, ne?
Keeps
Also sehr gut durch CC layered.
But unfortunately, you know, they don't have their top laner here. Diablo and Vikla joining late. Raptor's already dead. And then here, they make the play to commit even further. And they commit a lot of resources. Chovy flashes. Ruler also flashes. But they know if they get this kill, it's Baron. So they commit a lot of resources to this play. They end up securing the Baron. They have a gold lead again. And now they're trying to choke BNK FearX off the map and see if they can secure that Cloud Soul finally.
Well, that's flash down.
Ja, I mean, okay, du hast kein Flash auf Ruler. Und auf Chovy. Option hast du. Ich weiß nicht, wie realistisch die Optionen sind, aber du hast Optionen.
That's fine. We're just gonna kill you and
Um was Fights finden zu können.
now after this fight, as they get the Baron, they have the Baron push into the Cloud Soul. As you see BNK trying to move over here, but it's respected from GENG.
It was nearly a really good angle. Again, Chovy and Ruler being both their flashes. You find a flank and get on top of these carries. That's what you want. I feel like you've seen from the fights that have gone well for these teams, the big gold swing back for BNK FearX, that last fight. The team that's aggressing and charging forwards is tending to do better. The one who gets their setup, but they're not able to find the angle. GENG wards some way, backs off. And now both teams just posturing for this dragon in 10 seconds.
You can see Keen charging down the mid lane and just trying to make his presence felt. They want to try to challenge the banana brush.
Oh, that
Proaktive Ulti rein und Ruler ist aber safe. Oh, Ruler ist nicht safe. Oh, wow. Ganz klare Idee gehabt, die Idee durchgezogen. Schön. Diabe. Oh weia. Oh weia. Mein Chovy lebt noch. Keen lebt auch noch. Keen lebt auch noch. Keen ist sehr... Wie insanely broken ist der Typ auf Rexa? Ich check's nicht. Oh, wait. Wait. Ne, Vikla ist tot. Yes. Er ist ein klein bisschen zu gut. Nur ein kleines bisschen.
Well, I can confirm Keen is feeling much better right now. Ruler goes down, eventually Chovy goes down, but they still have another carry ready and available.
Ist kein 50. Oh, er hat Smite. Wait.
Yes. So Keen's like, I'm not
Wait, er hat Smite. Wie machen wir's?
A little bit awkward. He needs someone to secure this for him. There's a Varus coming over. A Varus can do a pretty good job of either killing Kellen from a distance or of just securing the dragon.
This is such a Kellen moment.
Okay, yeah.
Ja.
That would only happen.
Yeah, okay, so Cloud's all secured, which is a pretty big boon for GENG.
Du, FearX spielt ist echt gut. Also, alleine da zu checken, okay, wir müssen jetzt hart committen. Hart committen, ne? Damit wir das Spiel gewinnen können, ist so gut.
He's the target. Raptor jumps in and you see Duro tries to move and peel but can't.
Das ist so gut.
Like, fine, 80 carry for 80 carry, we're taking out Diablo 2, but somehow...
Und dann der Drake Knockback. Der Drake Knockback saved Jin. Ha. Tragödie, ey.
And he gets to reposition for longer. Survives more time, but then this seismic shove from Chovy is massive in the pit. And you think the GENG might have it there, but Vikla goes huge as well. Takes out 2 more members. Unfortunately though, this is that late game Rek'Sai. Somehow just...
Level 18.
Yeah, Keen just survives so long in these situations heals up so much over the extended fight.
아, 뭐 안 될 것 같은데 이제.
I don't think I can get this, guys. He was right, and he was grinning from ear to ear the entire time. So, Cloud Cell goes to GENG, and now we're gonna have this Baron in a minute 40, minute 30 here. But it looks like GENG want to pull the trigger first, as they're looking for Raptor here, who does not have his flash.
Die sind so konsequent. Ist halt wieder ein guter Play, ne? Du weißt genau, Raptor hat kein Flash. Gut. Kellen auch kein Flash.
Now Kellen just gonna throw up a fist, and he doesn't have his flash, so he's just dead. Remember, he used his flash kind of willy-nilly earlier on. So that's going to be the end of Kellen and Raptor. One good thing for BNK is that they can't run to Baron, but they'll look to push down mid instead.
Yeah, it's hard to clear these waves, so they still have the Vial, the Varasalt available, and as a result, it's really
Nash.
step up. They might even look for the end.
Trying to put down Vikla here. Keen
ist so tanky. Ja. Er hat Ulti noch ab. Ja, tschüss, Vikla. Ja, die sind ein bisschen zu gut. Also, ich finde, BFX hat sich ja echt gut geschlagen teilweise. Auch schön Fights gesucht und auch gefunden, aber I don't know, das waren sogar 2 oder 3 Fehler. 2, 3 Fehler schon und es mattert nicht. GG.